house that is haunted. Right from the start, dear, built on an acre of sand.
Welcome back. Thanks for joining us. I'm so thankful you joined us back for our podcast. And I'm Zada.
And I'm Kelly. And you're listening to
Two Sides in the Truth. We're getting better at this every time. And we have a special guest.
Yay, we have a special guest. Shelby's here. Shelby's here. Shelby's here.
I feel so special.
Y'all, of all my girlfriends, I talk about the podcast, and on the podcast, both Third Wheel and on this one about the cabin, the core group of women I talk about. I talk about my core group. Shelby's one of them. This is her. She's here. Y'all get ready.
I love Shelby. She's one of my favorites.
We all love Shelby.
I'm more of a low-key cabin person, I think.
Mm-hmm.
You are low-key, but you're one of the best.
That's how we got to know each other so well.
Because we're both low-key.
Because we were the ones sitting back, just watching and just...
Yeah.
Hey,
digesting.
That's when I was always like,
you know what's up?
Kelly.
So Shelby's one of... first off, Shelby and I met in I think she was in 7th and I was in 8th, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Shelby was more popular than me at that
really?
time. They all were. The whole group of the core group were I was an artsy, theater kid, and they were the sports, cool kids.
Nice.
Am I wrong? She didn't remember.
Nah. I mean, I do.
I could totally see you being the sporty cool kid.
I moved to Red Oak in 5th grade, so my first friend was Megan. And
who couldn't be prettier.
So who couldn't be pretty and more popular?
She's
than Megan?
coming tonight.
Really?
Oh my God. Seriously?
Yeah, we're having tonight's the night. It's going to be late on the broadcast, but tonight's night we meet with Erica.
Cry. That's when I'm going to cry.
I'm going to cry too.
There's no
Seeing Megan. I
crying on
haven't seen her in a long
podcast,
time.
but there's going to be crying later.
Megan is stunning. When you meet Megan, she's us. She is literally us, but she's like the blonde version of you. Am I wrong? Is she not the blonde Kelly?
We're going to have the hottest group of girls
We are.
there ever was.
Megan's stunning, and Rick, who knows nobody in my group, doesn't know Megan personally, but is friends with Megan's younger brother. And he goes, "Oh, you're friends with Megan." He knew me because Megan's mom was even hot. The whole family is hot. Am I wrong? Megan's mom was hot.
Well, good job at keeping those genes going on.
I know. Look at look. Shelby's showing a picture to Kelly. She's our age and looks like that naturally. The woman is stunning.
I love her. Her
Sweet.
mom was amazing.
Yeah, they're wonderful people. So we're excited. So Megan was blonde growing up. You know what I mean? So when I met Shelby, so Shelby was a grade below me growing up in our little local high school. And so I really met her better in high school. I knew her in junior high, but I didn't know her because, she was more popular than me. And so we went to high school, and then she was friends with some of my friends. And I'm going to tell you how I really got to know her. My first introduction to Shelby, I had this ugly purple 1980s purse, and I don't remember what brand it was, but it was what was that brand that was popular in high school that everybody had that I didn't have the duck on it?
She's like, I'm
the duck on it.
Yeah.
I couldn't afford it. I was homeless part of high school.
It was a thing.
You know what I'm talking about. If you had a duck on
Dooney and Burke.
Dooney and Burke.
Yeah.
Okay. This is like a purple-ish Dooney and Burke. So I had never worn makeup. My mom was not for makeup for me. She wore makeup, but she just was like, pretty girls don't need makeup. I disagree with that now. Mom was wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I disagree. I think you do what you want to do. But,
I agree with that.
This is at that time. And she was like, and my mom wore makeup. She just felt like her daughter didn't need it. And she was probably just trying to protect me at my age.
I understand.
And used it wrong.
Well, I take that back. I have worn makeup, but I don't wear makeup. I've worn it because I've been in a couple weddings. You know what?
I can't even imagine you in makeup.
To me, I don't think I need it. Some girls think they need it. But anyway,
some girls
did
do
anybody
think
see Shelby in makeup?
No. So fast forward. So we're in. It's like 1991 probably, and I have this Dooney and Burkish fake purple purse, and my mom has decided it's time for me to wear makeup after being against makeup. She was like, "I'm doing basic makeup, but it's gonna be good. You don't need makeup, but if you have it, it needs to be good makeup." So she took me to Foley's, which at the time was the department store to go to. And you want to hear something funny? Erica was with us.
Oh, Jesus.
So Erica, my mom, and I went to Foley's in like probably 89. And I was like a freshman in high school. And we went and picked up blush and like eyeshadow. And like a lady helped me. Like she fixed my face. And Erica was like, and Erica's told me this as an adult. She was like, I thought y'all were so fancy because y'all did this. We were not. I don't know what was going on that day. But we looked like badasses. We looked like some Kardashians in Ellis County. So she took
y'all
us.
were, like Clueless, and you just walked out
Yes,
the
we were
mall
at Redbird
with
Mall.
bags and stuff.
And so she takes us and they give me blush, whatever. Or they didn't give me that. We bought it, whatever. So my mom bought it. And so we get all this fancy Clinique makeup in my purse. And I finally had makeup. And my mom was against makeup. And I didn't know how to apply makeup. And then my friend Heather and Shelby got into like a joking thing in front of the high school and started throwing my purse back and forth, like keep it away from her type thing. And all my Clinique makeup was in it. And they broke it off.
Oh my gosh.
And then I didn't want to tell my mom because she would have beat my ass. So I was like, no makeup for me. Because I broke it and I didn't know how to use it barely together, much less broken. So I just left it in my purse and it was a mess. Like my purse was ruined. It was everywhere.
I do not remember this, but I believe it. Because
It happened.
I, at that time, probably was a little bit of a bully.
Oh man.
So
She was a freshman and I was a sophomore and she was bullying me at that moment.
things.
And I took it because I was like, I liked Shelby. Like she was cool. So I wanted to be her friend and I was not going to complain because I was just happy to be her friend.
Yeah, you throw my makeup bag around.
I was mad. I told her, but like later, like 20 years. I was like, girl, you broke my makeup.
Oh, man.
And I love Heather to this day. Heather is one of my best friends. She was one of my best friends at the time, but she was a bully at the time. Heather Jackson.
Oh.
It was y'all two.
Oh, I was thinking about Richardson.
No, but I love her too. I love her too. I love
Heather
Heather's.
Jackson, shame.
You know what? And Heather was never a bully except for about 2 years. And that 2 years, she gave me hell. And now I'm bringing up steel. I'm like, it's been 30 years. I'm like, you remember that
I've
one
just been
time?
stewing on this.
I'll tell you what she did to me. This is a funny high school story. I knew how to drive a car before everybody because I drove tractors and everything else, but I didn't drive 5 speeds all the time. So Heather's mom bought her a 1975 Toyota Celica. We named it Roach because it looked like a cockroach. It was that color.
Wow.
So Heather was 14, maybe. We weren't of age.
What made her buy
Maybe
this car?
Heather bought it on her own because she worked at the gas station. I don't know. One of them bought it.
All right, we got Roach.
We got Roach, and so Heather buys Roach, and Roach might as well be Shelby and Sonia and Mary. She is a big part of my high school memories. Is this car Roach? And so Roach, he's chocolate brown as you can imagine. He's beautiful.
I did imagine that.
We were born in 75. That's the irony in it. And so she buys this 1975. So at the time it's 13 years old. So at that, it didn't seem that old then. And so it did, but it didn't. And so she buys it and the inside is like breaking, back in the 80s, if too much sun hit your dashboard, it started to crack.
Yeah.
It doesn't do that anymore so much.
The best days, though.
Yeah. And shit would break. And so Heather decided to make the best of it. And she put this stick on wool. And so the inside of the Roach was like light wool. It was real soft in there. Okay, y'all. It was a 5-speed. And so we go to my birthday, my 16th birthday. And at the time IHOP had free birthday. Maybe it's Denny's. I don't know. It had free Denny. What did we have in Red Oak at the time?
Same thing.
Was that Denny's
It
at the
was
time?
Denny's, yeah.
They had free birthdays. And so it was my 16th birthday. So Heather's like, let's go to breakfast before we go to school. I'm like, let's go. I'll meet you there. So my mom drops me off at Denny's in Red Oak. And Heather shows up in Roach. And she's underage. No license. We don't care about that. And my mom's like, Heather can give you a ride home from here. Okay. So she knows she didn't have a license. My mom doesn't care.
We live in Red Oak with one stoplight. I mean, come on.
Yeah. And so
Nobody cares.
yeah, so we go to breakfast and then it's time to leave and I'm anal, as we discussed on the other podcast the other day. I'm super anal. And so Heather's like, and Heather's not at all. Heather's like, now she is. We've switched roles. She says it all the time. And so she says, okay, if you want to get to school on time, you're going to have to learn how to drive 5-speed. Now, right now. And I was like, what? What do I do? She was like, I don't know. Figure it out.
You know how I learned how to drive a 5-speed?
No.
I snuck out my sister's car.
And you just figured it out?
Just figured it out.
Hell yeah.
And I told her like a few years ago.
I love the early 90s, late 80s.
Like,
I love them.
She was like, you snuck my car out? And I was like, yeah.
I'm guessing your sister drove a cabriolet like everybody else.
I was like, yeah, how do you...
Did she drive a cabriolet?
Stick. I mean, duh.
Yeah. Because I wanted to be Amy Mick.
I suck a lot of things out. But anyways, that was how I learned to drive a stick.
We were in high school. Her sister was real good friends with this girl that was, I'm not going to name her name, but her name was Amy Mick. That's her last name. And her license plate was Amy Mick. And she drove a white cabriolet. And I wanted to be her. You hear where we're going.
Mick?
Amy.
No, but she's going to have so many people looking her up now.
It's not on there. I know her real married name now. Your sister and her friends. Your sister and her friends, and she had the white cabriolet in the late 80s, early 90s. A white cabriolet was like a Mercedes.
Oh, yeah.
And she had it, and she had a personalized license plate, and it said Amy Mick. Mm-hmm. That's all I wanted in life was to be Amy Mick. And she had a white cabriolet, and she was your sister's friend. I'm not kidding. And
Amy McClure?
I was trying not to name names. Yes.
Oh, sorry, Amy. If you're listening, I'm sorry.
I don't even know her. I've never talked to her my entire life.
She used
But
to take me home from high school when my sister didn't show up.
Yeah, I wanted to be her. I wanted to be Amy Mick. And my brother was best friends with her boyfriend, Tim, now her husband.
Those are like Carrie Underwood thighs.
She's beautiful in every way. And she would show up in her white cabriolet with Amy Mick. And I was like, I want to be Amy Mick. I want my name on my license plate, on my convertible.
Yeah.
And so what happened? Let me tell you what happened. I never got my white cabriolet, but my sister did. She had a maroon one. And my parents gave her vanity license plates as well and had her name. And so what did my sister do? She left her keys in her car at the high school and someone stole it.
Oh my gosh. Well,
So my stepmom is my half sister. My stepmom's like, I couldn't tell your dad that she left her keys. He'd be mad. He'd blame her, which is her fault.
yes.
So I lied, and we lied together and say that we don't know how they got in. There was no damage to anything. It's almost like they had the keys. Dad, if you're listening, this is what you get for listening.
Stop listening now.
And Jackie.
Yeah, they're perfect.
Very best friends with my sister in high school. And they kind of like took me in. I don't know. Like, I'm still good friends with Jackie.
You were much younger than everybody else.
I know, but
This is the 80s. This is like an 80s movie
Yeah.
all over again. Okay, so Shelby's sister was Regina George, but not mean.
No, my
Your sister wasn't mean.
It's just like, sorry, like, she is so
I
far
was
from
the
me.
weird alternative girl that was friends with Lindsay Lohan. That everyone thought was a lesbian. No one thought I was
That's
lesbian.
Mean Girls.
I know, but I'm trying to relate it.
Yeah.
But no,
like,
that
my
was you
sister's-
actually.
My sister's friends, and my sister hated this. They always like came to my rescue. Like, whoever she was dating at that time.
Yeah.
They took me to parties. They picked me up from school because me and my sister just weren't close at that time. And I don't know why, but parents had went through a divorce. I was 13. My sister was 16. Kind of a weird age.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So we ended up moving, and me and my sister had to share a room. Not good.
No, at 13 and
because
16.
On my side of the room was Alice Cooper posters.
And
she's
her
like,
side of the room was what, New Kids on the
nah, it's
Block?
more like crosses and stuff.
Oh.
Yeah, so
She was the
one day
original Live,
one day I
Laugh,
walk
Love.
in and she's like dragging down my posters. So, anyways, you can imagine. That's how
My
different we are.
sister, my stepsister, had in the 80s had a thing for Bon Jovi, and one of my mini sisters. She had a thing for Bon Jovi, and she had this picture of John Bon Jovi. He's like 86. Has this picture of John Bon Jovi in our bedroom. We're sharing a bedroom at the time, my stepsister. And my mom comes in and she says, "You will not have a picture of a man prettier than me in this house.
Oh, wow.
I'm going to need you to take that down." And my sister was like, "What do you mean?" And she was like, "You know what I mean. He has makeup on. It's a great perm. I mean, you take that down." And so she took it down because my mom was not having it.
Oh, man.
And then my sister ended up being gay. And so many years later, my mom said, "I guess I should have told her to get that John Bon Jovi picture up." And I was like, "Mom, I don't think it would help."
I don't know. It's kind of magical.
And I was like, "I don't think that makes a difference." She goes, "Maybe." I was
You
like,
never know.
"No, man, you're just being a jerk." But no, man, that didn't make a difference.
It's so crazy how like we talk about these things, and then my sister is probably everybody says this, but the best sister in the world. You know,
Yeah.
like she's never turned her back on me because we're so different.
Yeah.
That I've made a lot of bad choices in the past, and she's made a lot of good choices, and we just took different roads.
Yeah.
You know. But I could not ask for a better sister, to be honest. Like to this day, we can talk about things and she'll give me her input, and I don't agree with it, but I go with it because I respect her.
Yeah.
Because she is such just a
Well,
great
I mean,
person.
I have two sisters, and I have, well, three, I guess, technically. I have two half sisters, one my dad's, one my mom's, and I have a stepsister I was raised with. And they all have their very different viewpoints. Mm-hmm. The two biological sisters have more common viewpoints, but regardless, very, very different viewpoints. And I just try to honor their viewpoints and be happy for them.
That's all you can do.
That's how you respect another person.
Yeah.
You let them be them.
Yeah.
You listen. They can respect you too. So you can put your 2 cents in or tell them your side of it. But then you both walk away from that conversation respecting the other person.
And you know, and they don't push it like I'm stupid if I have a different viewpoint.
Yeah, that's
None of them, all three. And they don't, they get it because I feel like you in life develop your own viewpoints based on what you've learned in your life.
yeah,
For sure.
You know what I mean?
And they can change.
Yeah. I mean, I will say my stepsister on my my little sister that we share mom, her sister, my stepsister, who I adore, first off, and I adore her son, and they are good people. We don't agree on a lot of things, and we have many differences. And so it has been more of a challenge with her because of my two half siblings. She's the one I was more raised with. Like that's the one that was my age and we ran with. You know what I mean? She got me in a lot of trouble, first off.
But you know, like the good thing about that is that when you have a sister or stepsister that you just don't really click with in certain ways, when it comes down to actual life itself, let's just say,
They got your back.
well, you confide in them for different things. Like my sister confides in me for certain things. I confide in her for certain things. So we both have that different knowledge of being able to be for, there for each other in that way.
Yeah.
So it kind of works. It balances itself out.
It does
Eventually,
because
as you get
I
older-
with each sister I have a different point of view and a different connection, and this one has no marital relationship with me anymore because our parents were divorced a very long time. My mom's dead, we share a sister together, but we are not related biologically or maritally anymore. But that's my sister. You know what I mean? And we're very different politically. We're very different in all aspects. And I always think to myself, I don't care what she thinks politics. I don't care what she thinks religiously. I don't care. That's my sister. And I just try to listen to her and take what she says and understand it and maybe sometimes learn from it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then with my other sister, same. Absolutely same. And I think they did the same for me.
Yeah.
because none of us have a relationship where we're like, I hate you. But we're all so different. And here's what's funny is my sister with my dad and my sister with my mom are the same age. But that's my dad's kid and my mom's kid after me.
Mm-hmm.
They love each other and they consider each other sisters.
Wow.
That's good.
And
Yeah.
I can't ask for more than that and they're very, very different in many ways, but they're very alike in many ways. One never has married, and they're the same age. They're like 40, and so those two don't. One's been married like 21 years, never had children, but married. The other's never married, never had children. You would think they were real sisters.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Is that not crazy?
I like it when blended families can become so close and love each other so much that you would never be able to tell the difference.
And my parents had many, 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 many differences, but they know they love their children. So my dad and my stepmom would drop their kids off with my mom and my stepdad for the summer.
Y'all have fun.
Because my mom and my stepdad were like, yes, we want this. Because Zada and Zoe want to see their siblings.
Yeah, that's really cool.
So suddenly, in the middle of nothing to do with my brother and sister through my dad, in this county that had nothing to do with them, was my brother and sister with my other sister and my real brother, whatever, and my step siblings that had nothing to do with these half siblings, like no biological, no marital, nothing. So to this day, my dad has a relationship with my step siblings. My stepdad has a relationship with my real siblings, my step sibling. You know what I mean?
Crazy.
And what a blessing that is.
It is. It all works out, and eventually, when you're in the moment, like the emotions and the feelings are weird. You don't kind of like know what to do or say.
Yeah.
But eventually, it all kind of like I was saying earlier before we started this, like it balances itself out. Like I want to say I'm close with my sister, but there are things that I'm not close with her about. But she does know, like she can always come to me and I can always go to her.
Yeah.
And there's no judgment. There's no nothing. We just talk through things. And high school growing up, she was
Perfect.
a senior when I was a freshman.
She was Regina George, not me.
She was the cheerleader. She was all this, and
She was perfect. I remember.
she was very
I was there.
smart. Graduated in top 10 of her class.
Yeah.
Went to college and all that stuff. And she's a teacher now, and she has a great family, and she's a grandmother, of course. But it's still kind of weird because when we get to family gatherings like Thanksgiving, Christmas, all that stuff. So basically, we share the same mom.
Yeah.
We have different dads, but my dad adopted her when she was like 1. So that's why her last name is Pritchard.
Yeah.
But my dad raised her. So it's kind of like we're not wired the same because she's a lot like her dad's side of the family, which she didn't meet him until maybe she was like maybe 15, 16. And I've met them too, her dad. And she has a half brother from her dad that comes around, and he's married, has a family, and they are really awesome people. And they introduced me to their kids as their aunt.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah, and I didn't know that honestly until like a few weeks ago at my sister's birthday party. And but I was like, because their kids came up and were talking to me, and my sister's brother, his wife, she was like, "Oh yeah, we refer to you as Aunt Shelby," and I'm like, "Oh, you do?"
Yeah.
And she's like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "Man, that's
my family. We're the same way.
Situations kind of like you don't know what to say,
Yeah.
but it's also like a very
Feels good.
like
That's an
I was
honor.
like, seriously, like
like
that's
a confirmation.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Like I love being an aunt. Number one,
Me too. Woo woo.
and I,
Kelly.
but they're really good people, and I look at him, her half brother. They look just alike. Like my sister's just like her dad's side of the family. I'm just like my dad.
Yeah.
Side of the family.
My sister on my dad's side and I, sorry, Kelly, thank you. My sister on my dad's side in India, we look alike, but we don't. Like our faces don't look alike, but we look alike.
I look nothing like mine.
But we are her and I are my dad.
Yeah.
Like personality wise, we're my dad. Both of us. We have very, very, very similar personalities. My sister and my mom and my kid, like my sister, my mom's side. I have 2 half sisters, but they're my real, but you know what I mean? She's not as much like me, and we try to like make it we're more alike, but we're not as much alike. We're not, but I raised her, and I was closer to her growing up. That's who I was raised with. And it's so funny how genetics play into it. My brother and I, so different. You knew him. So different. He was straight up country. I got more of the hippie. He got more of the country. And straight up country. Full brother. Country. But you sit us down together, you wouldn't know we were a different person.
You wouldn't.
No, we were the best of friends, the same person. Being siblings, Kelly has got an unusual part of it because she has full, half adopted. I don't mean adopted. And you see how it works. Genetics, raising, and then just honor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because those adopted siblings have the honor to be in the family. You know what I mean?
We all, I feel the same way though. I feel honored to be in the family.
So absolutely.
We have that shared connection of
I feel
of
honored
love.
to be in my family.
Yeah.
And I'm in the family.
Yeah.
So,
I'm the same way. And I'm
the
very
black
different than so much of my family.
Yeah.
So I'm so happy they're okay with me being how I am.
No, I'm the black sheep. And the weird thing about it is like, when people want to know something or they want to hear the truth, who do they come to? They come to me.
Yeah.
Because I'm just going to flat out give it to them.
So that's your part in the family.
Yeah. I'm the black sheep because I'm so different,
My nieces, my brother's 2 daughters, one looked just like me, is named after me, and she is me. Like Maddie Zada is her name. Madison Zada is her name. And she is me. And she can come to me and tell me anything and say anything, and I'm like, I got you. Or I'll be like, girl, reel it in, whatever. But we have a connection. Family is something that nothing's more important than your family.
No.
And you can be very, very different. Adopted and Kelly knows, adopted or half or full or whatever the case is. I'll go to war for them. You'll go to war for yours. Kelly will for hers. And Kelly, it's more struggling because, she's an adult bringing in adopted siblings, and that's a whole nother ballgame. That takes a whole nother podcast.
Yeah.
But understanding the fact that family means family, and you take care of them, you protect them, you listen to them. It's a big deal.
It's all about that love.
It
all
is.
about love.
It really is. We could go on for an hour, and we can't. We're an hour and a half.
Well, we got questions for Shelby though, so
we do.
I like that we've gone down
Kelly,
so
memory
raw
lane
right now.
Kelly and I last night. She slept over last night. We were having a girls' weekend, and she slept over completely sober. We were not drinking. We were
good.
We were like, let's make a list for things we're gonna ask, and Kelly's got them.
Oh. All right. Go on, Kelly.
It's nothing too much,
No,
and you can share as much as you want, or you don't
ask
have to share
me,
very much.
whatever.
But I want to go because this isn't necessarily a relationship podcast, but we do talk about our relationships. So I was wondering if you were in a relationship or if you were in the dating scene. Like, what's your story
I
on
am
that?
totally out of everything.
You're out of everything.
I'm out right now. I am honestly. Oh man, so sad. But during the past 3 months, like I have been just focusing on myself, my inner self, and figuring out what makes Shelby happy. That's
awesome.
There's a few things. I love to fish. It's very therapeutic to me. I've joined fishing groups.
Wow.
On Facebook. There's a female fishing group.
What?
VFW.
That's cool.
No, seriously, like it's really cool.
Drop it. What is it called? To just
I'd have to look it up. I don't know the exact name.
Okay.
But it's
You
just
can look it up.
DFW
North
women
Texas
that
Fishing
fish.
Women's Group.
something like that. But it's just women that fish, and you know, like we meet up and stuff like that. I haven't posted anything on my Facebook about it, but it's just something that I'm involved in.
That's awesome.
And women that like to fish.
Have you met friends through that? Like,
Sure.
have you made?
Yeah, I always make friends everywhere I go.
Oh well, I know.
Yeah.
But that is awesome.
She just grinned. I wish people could see it. Duh.
You know, you have to find your happy place somewhere, sometime, and you have to find yourself. And so for the last few months, that's what I've been doing more than I have ever done.
That's great.
And I'm so just right now, I'm at a point to where I want to be out there because I am older now, and I just want my point of this is like I want single moms or dads, because there are dads out there, and it's great. I totally respect.
We
these
love you,
guys.
dads.
Like there's so other many ways to turn to that I turn to, and I regret it. Yes, I do. I'm dealing with it right now, but and also like I kind of feel like it's a blessing because it has made me find myself more than any other time in my life right now. More than any other time. And I read things. I'm not a reader at all, but
you read things that are like about
my
like
kids
being
are
a single
older
parent,
now.
or about like
We're just getting into stories, just books.
people's recovery.
Oh yeah,
People's
nice.
recovery and what they do and how they're doing right now. Right now, I don't have much to offer in dating, so I'm not dating at all. Do I want to? Oh yeah, I go through moments to where, oh my God, I need somebody in my life, blah, blah, blah. What do I have to offer? So I have to think for myself what I have to offer. Right now,
That's really
I
good
don't have
to take
much.
the time for yourself.
I don't have much but attention and love and all this other stuff. If I meet that person that can understand what I'm going through and what I'm dealing with right now in my life, that would be a godsend to me.
Yeah.
But I haven't, and I'm not looking. So in my previous life, years or whatever, I've always kind of looked.
Yeah.
But now that I've really kind of like self-consumed myself, and I was telling someone this last weekend,
talked
I
about
wanted
this
to
earlier.
come natural. I just wanted to come natural. I want to meet this person wherever it is. I don't know when.
So you
it's
don't do
gonna be.
any dating websites?
I'm not
nothing.
doing
You're just
that.
doing social stuff.
Yeah.
And I think that's good. That's a really great way to meet somebody.
I just want everything to flow naturally. And we were talking about this last weekend with some friends of ours because we get so set in our ways as we get older. And to live with someone, to me, is scary because I'm so set in my ways. But if you meet the right person, it's going to come naturally.
Yeah.
And you're going to make compromises, but you want to make those compromises because this is the person or whatever the case may be.
It's worth it.
So I'm not going out and looking for anybody. I want to meet someone just on a consequence.
Yeah.
That's my level right now. I'm not going to hit on nobody. I'm not doing all that.
Yeah.
It's so much freaking energy
It is.
that I can't like explain. I've done it for so long and it's turned out so bad.
We were unmarried for a long time.
Yeah, and I've been unmarried for a long time. Yes, I've had relationships. Yes, I've been engaged. Thank God it didn't work out because now I look back at like, oh my gosh, I can't imagine being with this person right now.
Red flag.
Yeah,
That's good.
Yeah.
because the person you're supposed to be with is the person that can go through anything and everything with you, no matter what the case may be.
Yeah.
I have not found that person yet, and I want to meet that person naturally.
Yeah. That's really good.
Yeah. I don't think that I've said this over and over on this podcast is I don't feel like dating websites are the way to go in regards to
I mean,
that.
it works out for some people.
Yeah.
It
You never
does.
know.
I
You never
just
know.
feel like it's an
Like,
enigma.
yeah, I mean, to me, if one person says something that I don't like, bam, you're blocked.
You're out.
I mean, because it's just, yeah.
Yeah, I feel you.
Maybe it's bad, maybe
Well-
it's good. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, if somebody wanted to look you up or to follow you, how would they find you? You have Facebook,
So
Instagram?
my Instagram is Belby P.
Belby P.
That's our nickname for her, Belby.
Yeah, that's Belby.
Belby.
Yeah. That's my
So that's you on
old
Instagram.
nickname from like I think
Junior
I was,
high, high school.
sophomore.
I've been calling you Belby for a minute.
Yeah, so BELBY.
B-L-Y. It's like Shelby, but Belby.
Belby. Yeah.
Shelby.
And then, my Facebook is just Shelby Pritchard, Prichard.
So Shelby and I have been friends for longer than most of you have been alive. So
Yeah. I mean,
Well, that's awesome.
we're OGs.
if anybody wants to reach out to me and wants to talk about things they're going through, and,
Addiction
and, how they're dealing with it,
like single parenthood, that's a good,
Yeah.
she is a good source.
Reach out.
how
That's
they're
awesome.
dealing with it, I can give you good advice, or I can come down to your level because I've been at that level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
That's awesome.
I can help you maybe try to get out of it, or maybe I can't. I don't know. It's up to you. But
I will
I'm
say that this is a really good example, and we've gone longer, way longer. Poor Kelly. We've gone way longer than usual, but I will say that this is cabin talk. So this is a real conversation that we
this
have.
is exactly cabin talk.
This is exact because Shelby's been a part of almost every cabin talk
Gosh, on that porch
on that porch.
Out on that porch.
until
yeah, I
it's
know.
dark and the mosquitoes and scorpions and
All the
some people eat
above
them,
get
some
us.
people don't.
We have to go. We're gonna go. We're gonna tie it up, but please, really quickly. You got like 3 seconds. Tell us about the scorpions. The last visit,
What the hell?
they were getting you.
Oh my god!
They love them some.
So if you ever
some
go-
Belby.
Some Belby.
If you're ever invited to like a cabin adventure from someone that's been like to San Saba or whatever, wherever we were,
Zada.
oh my gosh, there
They're
are
scorpions.
bugs, and there are people that actually live there and were raised there, and they just eat them.
That's Bonnie.
They're not
My
scared of
sister-in-law.
And leeches.
Everybody else doesn't.
We
want
did
them
not eat
around.
the leeches.
Bonnie did.
She did?
Yeah, because one caught Mary off guard. It was sitting on a rock. Remember when we
Oh,
were
so she just got it off of her real
Yes,
quick
and
without
Bonnie
her
was
knowing.
like, "Don't bring that city bullshit over here." And then she's like, "Bam!" And I'm like, I was like, "Oh shit, she is a leech."
Let me tell you what happened. And this is going to be the end of the podcast. But we're in the river, and I listen. All the years I've grown up in rivers, and it's my whole life, never once as a scorpion have I seen them in the river. Not seen them. They don't end up in rivers. So we're in the river, and Mary is worried. She's in the city, my best friend. She's worried about the river, and a scorpion comes down river in the raft, and
That was a leech.
it was a scorpion, and it stung me in the river. It flowed down river, and it got me, and it stung me. But I was helping Mary. She's a lot shorter than me, get her chair across the river, and I couldn't tell her it happened.
that you just got stung.
She would have never gotten back in.
Got in the river.
So I never told anyone. And we got out and had this big red whelp on the side of my arm. And my sister-in-law, Bonnie, was like, "What happened? Scorpion get you?" And I said, "Yep, it got me." And I said, "But don't tell anyone because I don't want Mary to know." She was like, "Got you."
Took one for the team.
I totally,
Bonnie
I'm
is
telling
great.
you, that was
Bonnie is great, but she's also scary.
yeah. She's
love you,
feral.
Bonnie.
I like to call her
I
feral.
really love Bonnie, but she can be scary.
She's
But
feral.
right.
She does not put up with bullshit.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Anyways,
Vaughn.
that's the end of this week's
Thank you.
2-hour podcast that may become 2 podcasts. Where
Thank
we're
you
going.
for coming in and being a part of this show.
Yeah,
Babe.
it's cool.
I'm ready
it's
for
just-
tonight, though. We're going to have a fun
yeah,
time.
we're gonna have fun tonight, and
Yeah.
like I said, if anybody's struggling out there and they want to reach out to me, I gave my information. Just
Reach out to somebody.
reach
I'm
out
going
to
to tell y'all,
somebody.
this is my girl. This is like someone you can trust.
Don't get in dark places alone because I've been there so many times. And when you say that, you're talking about rock bottom. It's not a good place to be. It's a
No.
scary place to be. And I don't want anybody to ever feel alone in that place because it's very, very scary.
Yeah. Well, so we're here
And
for you.
I'm very thankful that I have a great family that has pulled me through.
Yeah.
And
then you got
I
some
will-
friends that love you,
yes,
too.
and have a very, very tight circle of friends because
Yeah.
you cannot trust anybody but the people that know
Been through
what is
it.
best for you.
What's been through it, too.
and has been through it, and that will make sure that you're safe. So,
So y'all just met a lifelong friend.
yeah.
So come back and join us on the
Yeah.
next episode. We might make this 2 episodes because it was the longest ever.
It's okay. We're doing good. We love you guys.
All right, love y'all. And we will see y'all again next time on
Two sides and the truth.